So we're finally seeing technically the first American-Mayan conflict. Now, obviously the Americans are coming to the aid of the Celts, so I don't think there's going to be many battles between the two, but I think this is going to be a theme that we're going to continue to see throughout the series. And the battle for North America, I think, will be a very big one. North America will be an extremely contested territory. It holds a lot of power. So I can't wait to see exactly what is going to go down between eventually, because I'm sure, like I said, these French colonies will probably grab their independence at some point within the next century or so. There's no way that France is going to keep a hold of all this stuff. I mean, the liberty desire over this French colony is already pretty high, 65%. What about with Louisiana? Louisiana is a little bit lower. It depends, but if they all work together, then I think they'll be able to get their independence. So the Mayans declared war for Celtic Mexico. Again, everything that the Celts get themselves involved in, the Americans have decided to help them out because America has nothing else to do, I'm guessing. I don't know. One thing I want to see is what's the opinion of America and France? So America doesn't really like the French colonies, or vice versa, and they hate France. Okay. They like England, though. The irony in that. Look at that. So maybe we'll see kind of a reverse. Maybe America will ally to England at some point, and England will help them defeat France. But anyways, we'll see. So the Mayans might also, this might be big too, because if the Mayans take a lot here, they'll now have a contested border, maybe not contested border, they'll have a new border against Spanish Colombia. Spanish Colombia would bring these two, I would say two of the three great powers, possibly into a future war. The Mayans versus the Spanish, and obviously with their personal union over Venice, that would be pretty big. And the Mayans better have a massive fleet because they would be facing a huge force in the Atlantic. And that's the thing is I believe they're divided. I believe the Mayans have divided up their ships a little bit in the Pacific, a little bit in the Atlantic. They can't do that. They cannot have that. Wow, okay, so the Mayans were able to get military access through French territory, which means that now there will be a few battles going on. And here comes a 43 stack and a 33 stack. Does it look like the Americans can keep up? No, not at all. Yeah, no, not at all. So this will be interesting. The other war I believe that I wanted to talk about was the Spanish-Songhai War. Spain's at 6 war scores so far. We also have Sweden and the Huns. Sweden now taking a chomp out of the Huns after England just did. And I believe that they will, because the Huns just cannot raise an army to save their life, I think. I don't believe I mentioned in the last video that the Dutch were destroyed. I think they're completely out of the game. Okay, so I wanted to talk about this, and Carthage, oh, I love the border now. Finally, Carthage grabbed all this wasteland. I wasn't sure if Spain was actually going to send over troops to North Africa. Obviously, I know that a lot of the Spanish forces are in Iberia. Here's Venice. See, they've got to get across here. And a lot of you guys have mentioned, which is, I thank you so much, now that both sides of the Strait of Gibraltar is controlled by the same nation, they can technically cross this. I believe if I read that right, I thought that that's what you guys had said. So it wouldn't be that hard to reinforce. And I do believe Spain has a number advantage over Songhai. Yep, they've already won quite a few conflicts, so we'll see. I don't believe this is a war that Spain declared for kind of the Saharan region, the Saharan desert region of Songhai. I think they just want like all of this, like Songhai, Morocco. Is that what it's under? I don't know. But that seems to be what they're going after first. And then they can kind of just lock them off with the 65 stack here, which is kind of perfect. Was that a fort that they had? Yes, it was. Oh, wow. Both these nations have a fort, which is big. Wow, because they obviously can't cross the wasteland. Very, very smart of both the AIs to build forts here. Wow, that's really cool. It kind of makes me wish that I was playing this. I wish I was playing this myself. That'd be kind of awesome, especially to play Songhai. You can I don't know. Well, because yeah, Songhai is not, it's landlocked, so Spain wouldn't have any advantages in the ocean. So the only way to get to Songhai would be for Spain to cut through this fort. Doesn't really matter, though, because Songhai can't really raise the army that Spain can. Still kind of cool. Because if Songhai was a little bit stronger, we might have seen a pretty interesting battle go down in the Saharan desert. Okay, so the Mayans are only at 7 war score as of now. Spain at 17 with Songhai. Okay. So they already have all of Celtic Mexico, which is what I believe the Mayans wanted most. The problem is now America is attacking a Mayan territory, which is huge. This is very big. Why aren't you allied to the Iroquois or something? Do you not like the Iroquois? Yeah, you don't. Okay. Well, the Iroquois don't like you, and you don't like the Iroquois, but a little bit less. It's not as bad. And just so everyone knows, because I know there's some people that want to look at it, we will be looking at the ledger and the ledger, I guess, just in general, in the next video. Ooh, did they peace out, or what is this that formed? Mexican peasants. Oh, that's actually so good right now for Celtic Mexico. Because now the Mayans are going to have to either let the rebels unsiege everything. Wow. I am shocked. A lot of their war score, I think, is going to go away. Yeah, it already did. 3. They're at 3 war score now. And the Americans are going to win a pretty... I think, are they going to win this? No, nope, I don't think so. Yeah, I believe... No, the Mayans lost that battle there. Wow. Jeez, that's insane. I'm shocked that somehow the American and Celtic alliance were able to withstand the massive Mayan nation. That is crazy. Also, look at California. Look at that colonization. That's going to be interesting, especially when they gain their independence at some point. We have English Alaska. That's very awesome. So yeah, North America is closing down, as is most of the continents around the world is beginning to kind of become occupied by something. Pretender rebels. Did the Mayans take over this Portuguese territory? I'm sorry, did the Zulu? No, they didn't. I don't think. There's claims there, but I don't think anything happened. We've got England versus the Huns. Okay, so we knew about that. Oh, no, they're back at going after the Huns. Wait a second, did Sweden take anything over? They did. They did. Now England's going to go back after the Huns, so it's just the race to destroy the Huns, I guess. France versus the Iroquois. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I would say pretty smart choice there. Mine's at 4 war score, so they got 1 additional. And there's 33 war score that the Spanish have over Songhai. 1660. We are about... Oh, geez, I have to do math again. 150, a little bit more than 150 years away from the end of this campaign. We've made it about over 200 now. Over 220, something like that. About 220 years so far. Bam, yeah. So once this fort had fallen, it was just like, boom. You know, just everything is going to kind of come out of control. It's going to go out of control, I guess, for Songhai. They no longer have any sort of possibility of winning this, or at least making the war kind of become a stagnant war and bringing up the Spanish war exhaustion. Haiti doing an amazing job in West Africa. Cannot believe that. What do we have here? The Inca, really? When did that war? When was that? Oh, because Songhai had called them in. The Inca have been involved in that war for a while now, which is kind of bringing down the war score. Ooh, now Byzantium is going to try their own hand. Oh, but Byzantium will only be able to take away like a few provinces here and there. Still, Byzantium could definitely use this. Who are they allied to? Carthage, Denmark, Persia. It's looking a little bit better for Byzantium. The Byzantine Empire might be able to make a comeback, possibly. Everything except for Vod has been colonized. Isn't that the Swiss province? I think, something like that. Maybe. I don't know off the top of my head. Wow, look at Babylon. I knew that Babylon and Egypt were at war over the break, but dang. Babylon has made some significant gains in... I'm gonna make sure that I say it right every time now. I really I've got to manipulate my mind to say it right from now on. So yeah, look, the Babylonians have kind of come out of nowhere to be like the significant colonizer of southern India, which is crazy. I mean, Babylon is, I think, the least of all the nations, I think, to be able to take on India. The weakest of nations that could have controlled most of this stuff. Indonesia now with a border against Siam. Oh, and Indonesia's at war with Polynesia and China again. England's at 3 war score with the Huns. We've got Germany. Oh, Germany is still alive. Indonesia called in. Oh, the Zulu. Indonesia and the Zulu have have an alliance. That's kind of cool, but that is not still not enough. Definitely not enough. Oh man, this is so exciting. This campaign is getting so exciting. Just like the colonization, it's like the world is closing down. I think we're gonna have like a good maybe 100 turns of, 100 years of everything being colonized and just a Duke fest. A Dookie fest. I don't know why. Whenever I hear Duke, I don't know, Dookie. That's just my second grade brain talking for me out loud. Inca looking a little bit more powerful. Obviously, they didn't take away anything from Spanish Colombia, but they did from La Plata. So the Inca and the Brazilians are about to grab a front between each other, or they're going to have a new border between each other somewhere, cutting a line in the middle of Latin America. That's going to be entertaining to watch. And Spain grabbed a whole bunch away from Songhai. See, this is what Spain needs to do. What Spain needs to do is they need to utilize this Venetian personal union as best they can, hold on to it, and use it to grab and extend their own empire. They haven't really been doing that. Spain's been colonizing and, fighting ally wars. That doesn't matter. That doesn't matter at all. Use Venice to extend your borders. That way, if Venice does at some point become independent, they will still have a significant amount of power, and they'll maybe be able to fight and win a few wars against an independent Venice, or just be able to stop that call that Venice will eventually. They will definitely, I think, call for an independence war at some point. I'm so surprised that it's still at only 27.9. I'm shocked. Maybe it's because Venice hasn't been able to grab any sort of support for their independence. Maybe that's why, but I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, look at that. So the Mayans were forced to peace out for nothing. That's a huge, huge win for the American and Celtic alliances. I cannot believe that. They're allied to the Celts, Spain now, and England. Oh, look at that. America did get up that alliance with England. And there are borders. Oh, what's this? Oh, these are rebels. Okay. Yeah, so I don't know. Like I said, I'm just shocked at how much colonization has kind of just gone down. Lots and lots of things. I mean, maybe a lot of it has to do with a lot of people grabbing wasteland. A lot of people are now claiming wasteland, and I think has a lot to do with it. But still, pretty entertaining to watch. Oh my gosh! The second Assyrian purge of Byzantium heresy. What? I have never seen that war. That is awesome. I've never seen that war declared. China's going to win their war against Indonesia. That's a given. The French are going to take away stuff from the Iroquois. Siam is now going to war for Indonesia. Maybe a smart choice there, as Indonesia is taken over. Northern Indonesia is taken over by Polynesia and the Chinese. Wow, that's crazy. Anyways, so what the heck happened here? Dang. So we have almost another continental war. There's no way this is going to be enough. Persia, Byzantium, Denmark, and Carthage are going to get their butt kicked, I think. There's no way. Wow. That's insane. That's crazy. Also, did England take away more from the Huns? They did. Yeah, a little bit more from the Huns. Persia is dealing with too much, I think, to be going after the Huns, so it'll probably just be kind of a three-way war between like Russia, Sweden, and England eating away at the Huns until maybe India comes and eats them all away, something like that. India will probably also join in as Persia gets demolished here. 1670. Ooh, no, that's 8 years. They still have 8 years before they can join in. So maybe not. But already the Byzantine Empire is completely under siege, which is going to happen every single time from Venice because Venice is right there. And usually the Byzantine Empire isn't well reinforced. The Balkan region of the Byzantine Empire just is not reinforced at all very well. Now, Russia better be careful. There are a few scenarios where I do believe the Persian alliance might be able to have some success, but they absolutely have to get out someone like Denmark. I'm sorry. If the Persian alliance is going to have success, then Denmark needs to get out Russia as quickly as possible. Just pray that England doesn't care about the politics of continental Europe, and there's no way you're going to get Spain and Venice out. There's just no way. Did somebody else? Yep. Look at that. Boom. Wait a second. Did India just break the? Did India break the truce? No. India got called in, right? India broke the truce. No way. Am I wrong here? Am I wrong? Is there something? Am I wrong about something? Because that has been a big thing in the comment section. That AIs don't break truces. But we just saw it, didn't we? Or maybe I read that wrong. Oh, this is an Indian. Okay. I was gonna say, what? I have never seen an AI break a truce before. February 1670. Oh my gosh, that would have been crazy. Okay, well, anyways, I just read that wrong. India also called in their new ally of Babylon. So I didn't know that they were cool with each other. So maybe Babylon will be able to grab their territories back. They still have all this core. They have all these cores still on these lands. So we'll see what happens. And actually, I think India is going to have a much more successful war against Persia because Assyria has to deal with all these different fronts. They've got to deal with Byzantium. They've got to deal with Carthage. Assyria is completely divided. And they have to deal with rebels, too. Let's not forget about the rebels. I mean, that's a tough thing to balance, I think. China at 33 war score. We've got Byzantium at 43 with the Huns. Surprised that they were able to get positive war score there. Siam's at 20 war score with Indonesia, which is pretty big. Poor Indonesia. Indonesia's going to be kind of screwed, but this is, I think, something that absolutely needs to happen for Siam. They also need to get some allies up. They definitely need some allies. They cannot do this alone. Where's the Chinese colonization been going? Either China's not colonizing and that could be a thing. Maybe they're just not colonizing. But it doesn't seem like they've colonized much. Neither has India. No, India's moved, I feel like, to the south more. India now shares a border with Venice. Wait a second. When did Venice start colonizing Bengal? I had no idea. I probably mistaken that color for someone else, like, I don't know. But look at that. We might see an Indian-Venetian war. Oh, man, the future. The future is just going to be crazy. This game is going to be crazy. So one thing that I've noticed about these EU4 AI-only battles that I don't know, I don't know. See, with Civ 5, because I can process the turns so much faster, I think that, we go through the beginning part of the campaign faster. So we get to the later parts, which everyone loves the later parts of these campaigns, usually. EU4, I can't necessarily go much faster than I am. It's only speed 4 or 5. I mean, I guess I could try to stay on speed 5 in early game to get to the late game, but my point is that late game EU4 AI-only battles so far, from what I've seen, are just so much more entertaining. This is getting just insane. Look at this. This is getting really, really crazy, and it's gonna get even more crazy. We're not even close to the end. There's still so much left to be colonized, and there's still so much left to do. Nations still have to fall. So no one says separate peace from this war so far. They have 35 war score already. I also need to keep in mind that this is a war for Byzantium, not for Assyria. I'm sorry, not for Persia. Assyria declared war on the Byzantine Empire, not after Persia, who I thought. Interesting. Also, Germany was called in too. I forgot that they're still around right here. Anyways, guys, I'm going to have to stop right there. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.